It was a brisk morning in Los Angeles, the kind of day where the city seemed to hum with quiet anticipation. Elon Musk, a man known for reshaping industries and defying conventions, found himself momentarily detached from his usual whirlwind of schedules and deadlines. Instead of heading directly to the Tesla event he was slated to attend, he decided, on a whim, to take a different route. It wasn't a planned decision, but rather an impulsive desire to break away from the predictability of his routine. The street he chose was unremarkable, a stretch of cracked pavement lined with modest storefronts and a smattering of pedestrians, but it held a story waiting to unfold. As Musk drove slowly through the neighborhood, his attention was caught by a figure sitting on the edge of the sidewalk. The man looked weathered, his clothes faded and frayed, yet he carried an air of dignity that defied his circumstances. Beside him was a simple cardboard sign, handwritten with a message that seemed to carry the weight of a life lived with both purpose and hardship. Veteran seeking help. Anything is appreciated. For a moment, Musk's car inched forward as he considered continuing on his way. After all, the demands of his day were pressing. But something, perhaps a flicker of intuition, or the quiet humanity that resides in even the busiest of hearts, urged him to stop. Parking his car a short distance away, Musk stepped out, blending into the cityscape with an unassuming demeanor. He approached cautiously, not wanting to intrude but compelled to understand the story behind the man on the pavement. The veteran sat upright, his gaze steady yet distant, as if he were both present and somewhere far away at the same time. His face bore the marks of years of hardship, but his posture suggested resilience. Musk noticed the details: the carefully folded American flag patch stitched onto an old jacket, the small bag of belongings tucked neatly beside him, and the absence of bitterness in his expression, despite his evident struggles. Musk, a man who had spent his life chasing the future, now found himself confronted by a stark reminder of the past. He thought about the contrast between his own trajectory, a life driven by ambition and innovation, and the man before him, whose journey had been shaped by sacrifice and service. It struck him how easily society could overlook someone like this veteran, someone who had once stood tall in the face of adversity, now rendered nearly invisible amid the relentless pace of modern life. Musk felt a pang of realization: the systems designed to honor and support individuals like this man had somehow failed him. The moment stretched, a quiet pause in the bustling world around them. Cars passed by, people walked with hurried steps, but Musk remained rooted, captivated by the sheer humanity of the scene. He thought about the profound implications of service and sacrifice, the unyielding commitment to something greater than oneself, and how easily those sacrifices could be forgotten once they were no longer convenient to acknowledge. The veteran's presence was a reminder of a truth that often went unspoken: that behind the achievements and progress of society lay the silent contributions of those who had given everything. For Musk, this was not just an encounter but a call to action. He felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility, not just as a philanthropist or a public figure, but as a fellow human being. He realized that the true measure of progress was not only in technological breakthroughs, but in the way society treated its most vulnerable members. In that moment, the veteran became more than a stranger on the street. He became a symbol of resilience, a living testament to the enduring spirit of those who had served selflessly. This unplanned detour became a defining moment for Musk. It wasn't the grandeur of his companies or the scale of his ambitions that defined him in that instant, but the simple act of stopping to acknowledge another person's humanity. The bustling city faded into the background, and all that remained was the quiet connection between two individuals, one a visionary shaping the future, and the other a veteran who had faced the harsh realities of the past. As Musk stood there, the weight of the encounter began to settle. He understood that this moment demanded more than a fleeting gesture; it required meaningful action. The unexpected meeting became a catalyst, a spark that ignited a deeper commitment within him to use his resources and influence to make a tangible difference. It was a reminder that true progress is measured not just by the milestones we achieve, but by the lives we touch along the way. And in that realization, Musk saw the opportunity to honor not just one man's story, but the countless stories of those who had given so much and received so little in return. Elon Musk stood before the veteran, an unassuming figure amidst the chaos of Los Angeles. The city buzzed around them, cars honking in the distance, the hum of daily life blending into a familiar cacophony. Yet for the two men, time seemed to slow. Musk, always known for his quick thinking and visionary ideas, found himself captivated not by the grandeur of space exploration or the complexities of sustainable energy, but by the quiet strength of the man before him. The veteran, with his weathered face and clear eyes, carried a lifetime of stories in his expression. There was a gravity about him, a sense of having seen and endured more than most could imagine. When Musk sat down on the edge of the sidewalk, the veteran hesitated, his gaze flickering with a mix of curiosity and caution. There was no pretense in Musk's actions, no cameras, no entourage, just a genuine desire to connect. It was this sincerity that disarmed the man, prompting him to speak. At first, his words came haltingly, as if the weight of his experiences were too heavy to share all at once. But as the conversation unfolded, the narrative of his life began to take shape. He spoke of his time in the military, of the camaraderie and the unyielding sense of duty that had driven him to serve. There were tales of distant lands, of missions undertaken with unwavering resolve, and of the bonds forged in the face of unimaginable adversity. Musk listened intently, his focus unwavering, as the veteran described the moments that had defined him, not just the triumphs, but the heartbreaks as well. He recounted the injuries that had brought his military career to an abrupt end, the long months of recovery that followed, and the struggle to find a place in a world that no longer seemed to have room for him. As the veteran spoke, Musk began to understand the depth of the challenges faced by those who transition from service to civilian life. The skills and discipline that had made the veteran an asset in the military seemed undervalued in the civilian workforce. The emotional scars, often invisible to the outside world, made the journey even harder. The man spoke of how he had tried to rebuild, to find stable work, only to be met with rejection after rejection. Each setback had chipped away at his confidence, leaving him adrift in a society that he had once fought to protect. But amidst the hardships, there were glimmers of resilience. The veteran shared how he had taken solace in small acts of kindness, a warm meal offered by a stranger, a word of encouragement from a passerby. These moments, though fleeting, had kept him going, reminding him that his struggles were not entirely unseen. He spoke with gratitude for the people who had shown him compassion, and Musk was struck by the man's ability to find light in even the darkest corners of his journey. As the conversation deepened, Musk felt a shift within himself. The veteran's story was not just a personal narrative, it was a reflection of a larger societal issue. He thought about the countless others like this man, individuals who had given so much and yet found themselves overlooked and undervalued. Musk realized that while his work often focused on the future, on building a better tomorrow, there was an urgent need to address the challenges of the present. The veteran's story was a stark reminder that progress was not only about innovation, but also about inclusion, about ensuring that no one was left behind. What struck Musk most was the veteran's quiet optimism. Despite everything he had endured, there was no bitterness in his words. Instead, there was a deep-seated hope, a belief that life could still hold meaning and purpose. Musk saw in the veteran a resilience that mirrored his own, a refusal to give up even in the face of overwhelming odds. It was this shared spirit that forged a connection between them, transcending their vastly different circumstances. By the time the veteran finished speaking, Musk felt a profound sense of responsibility. The conversation had illuminated not only the challenges faced by those who serve, but also the immense potential that lay within them. Musk understood that the skills honed in the military leadership, adaptability, perseverance were precisely the qualities needed to tackle the world's greatest challenges. He saw in the veteran not just a story of hardship but a testament to human strength and possibility. In that moment, Musk resolved to act. He knew that his resources and influence gave him the ability to make a tangible difference, not just for this man but for others like him. The conversation, though unexpected, had become a turning point. It was a reminder of the power of listening, of taking the time to truly see and understand another person's journey. As Musk rose to his feet, he carried with him not just the weight of the veteran's story, but a renewed commitment to using his platform to create opportunities for those who had been forgotten. For the veteran, the conversation was more than a fleeting interaction. It was an affirmation of his worth, a reminder that his story mattered. And for Musk, it was a moment of clarity, a realization that the path to progress was not only about advancing technology, but also about uplifting humanity. Together, they had shared a connection that transcended words, a meeting of two lives that would ripple out to inspire change far beyond the quiet street where it had begun. The moment lingered between Elon Musk and the veteran, an almost tangible pause in the rush of the world around them. For Musk, a man accustomed to solving problems on a grand scale, this was different. This wasn't about launching rockets or revolutionizing industries. It was about one human life, one story that had unfolded in quiet struggles and quiet triumphs. And yet, Musk understood instinctively that sometimes the most profound changes began with the smallest of gestures. There was no hesitation in his thoughts, only a clear sense of purpose as he considered how to help the man before him. Musk's mind worked swiftly, connecting dots, assessing needs. This man, whose resilience shone through his hardships, needed more than temporary relief. He needed a foundation, a chance to rebuild. Musk had spent his career pushing boundaries, challenging the impossible, but here the challenge was simpler, yet no less urgent. The question wasn't what could be done, but how quickly it could be achieved. He recognized the immediacy of the moment. To walk away without acting would be to fail the very values he sought to embody as a leader and as a person. First, Musk pulled out his phone, his fingers moving with precision as he contacted one of his personal assistants. In seconds, arrangements were being made. Temporary housing, meals, and medical care were prioritized. He ensured the veteran would have access to a safe and comfortable place to stay that very evening, a space where he could begin to recover his strength and dignity. For Musk, this was only the beginning. The gesture wasn't about charity, it was about recognizing the veteran's worth, his humanity, and the value he could still bring to the world. The veteran sat quietly, his tired face etched with a mixture of surprise and gratitude as Musk's assistant coordinated logistics in the background. Yet Musk wasn't content to stop there. Temporary solutions, he knew, were just that, temporary. Real change required sustainability. As he thought about the veteran's skills, his leadership, and his ability to persevere, Musk saw potential. The same qualities that had made the veteran a dedicated serviceman could make him a valuable asset in any organization. Musk knew that the veteran didn't need pity, he needed a platform, an opportunity to channel his strengths into something meaningful. Musk made a mental note to involve his Tesla and SpaceX teams in this initiative. Perhaps, he thought, this man could not only find employment, but also inspire others within these companies. The veteran's story was a powerful reminder of resilience, of the human spirit's ability to endure and rise again. Musk wanted this man to know that his journey, his sacrifices, had not gone unnoticed. He wanted to create an environment where this veteran and others like him could thrive, contributing their unique perspectives to the industries Musk was shaping. Even as these plans took form in Musk's mind, his actions remained grounded in the immediate needs of the veteran. He ensured transportation was arranged to take the man to his new accommodations. A network of support services was set in motion, including counselors and healthcare professionals who could assist the veteran in addressing not just his physical needs, but also the emotional toll of his experiences. Musk had seen firsthand how overlooked mental health could undermine even the strongest individuals, and he was determined to provide holistic support. As the day unfolded, Musk's gesture began to ripple outward. Those around him, his team, passers-by who had witnessed the interaction, were moved by the sincerity and immediacy of his response. News of the encounter started to spread, not through press releases or orchestrated announcements, but through the organic power of human connection. People shared the story online, marveling at how a single act of kindness could transform a life. Yet for Musk, this wasn't about recognition or publicity, it was about doing what was right. The veteran, now on his way to a warm bed and a hot meal, carried with him a spark of hope that had been reignited. He didn't see himself as a victim, but as someone who had been given a chance to rise again. Musk's actions had reminded him that his life, his story, still held value. It wasn't just the material support that mattered, it was the recognition, the affirmation that someone saw him, believed in him, and was willing to invest in his future. For Musk, the experience was equally transformative. It reinforced his belief in the importance of acting decisively, of using his resources to uplift others. He thought about the broader implications of the encounter, about the millions of veterans who faced similar struggles. This wasn't just one story, it was a reflection of a systemic issue that needed addressing. Musk resolved to explore ways to support veterans more broadly, considering initiatives that could provide training, employment, and support services on a larger scale. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm glow over the city, Musk felt a sense of fulfillment that no business deal or technological breakthrough could replicate. In helping one man, he had touched on something universal, the profound power of kindness, of seeing someone not as a problem to be solved, but as a person to be uplifted. And in that simple yet significant act, he reminded himself and those around him of the potential for change that exists in every moment, if only we choose to act. The veteran's story weighed heavily on Elon Musk as he watched the man depart for his temporary accommodations, the first tangible step toward stability in what had been a long and arduous journey. But Musk's mind, ever restless and attuned to the larger picture, couldn't stop there. While providing immediate aid was necessary and meaningful, Musk understood that this alone would not restore the veteran's dignity or allow him to reclaim his life. True transformation required more than shelter or sustenance, it required a renewed sense of purpose, a reason to look forward to tomorrow with hope rather than resignation. Musk reflected on the conversation they had shared, the veteran's unshakable resilience, despite the hardships he had endured. It was a reminder of something Musk deeply believed, that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, possessed untapped potential. This veteran, a man shaped by discipline, courage, and adaptability, was no exception. Musk saw in him the qualities of a leader, someone who had faced adversity with strength and had emerged with lessons that could inspire and guide others. That evening, Musk returned to his office, not to tackle his usual work, but to strategize how he could go beyond temporary solutions. He wasn't content with a one-time act of charity. He wanted to create a lasting impact, not just for this one veteran, but for others who shared a similar story. Musk thought about the organizations he had built: Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, each founded on the principles of innovation, perseverance, and bold thinking. These values, he realized, were perfectly aligned with the skills that veterans brought to the table. Why couldn't these organizations also serve as platforms for veterans to rebuild their lives and careers? The first step, Musk decided, was to open the doors of opportunity. He instructed his teams to design a veteran-specific program within Tesla and SpaceX aimed at equipping former servicemen and women with the skills needed to thrive in high-tech industries. The program would include hands-on training, mentorship, and pathways to meaningful roles within the companies. Musk envisioned a workplace where veterans wouldn't just be employees but contributors whose unique experiences would enrich the culture and drive innovation. It wasn't about pity or charity, it was about empowerment and mutual benefit. As plans for the program began to take shape, Musk also thought about the veteran he had met that day. This man, whose perseverance had impressed him so deeply, would be the first to benefit from these efforts. Musk arranged for the veteran to visit the Tesla manufacturing plant, not as a guest but as someone exploring his future. He wanted the veteran to see firsthand the kind of work he could be a part of, to envision himself as a vital member of a team creating groundbreaking technology. Musk believed that this experience would reignite the veteran's sense of purpose and show him that his skills and values were still in demand. But Musk didn't stop there. He understood that rebuilding a life required more than just a job, it required a community. He reached out to his networks, connecting the veteran with groups dedicated to supporting those who had served. These organizations provided counseling, peer support, and resources to help navigate the complex process of reintegration into civilian life. Musk ensured that the veteran would never feel alone in this journey, surrounded instead by a network of individuals who understood his struggles and shared his desire to overcome them. Over the following weeks, Musk kept track of the veteran's progress, not out of obligation but because he was genuinely invested in the outcome. The veteran began to thrive, his confidence growing with each step forward. The temporary housing transitioned into a permanent home, the medical care restored his physical health, and the training program opened doors he had never thought possible. He found himself part of a team that valued his contributions, where his past wasn't a burden but a badge of honor. The ripple effects of Musk's actions extended far beyond this single individual. The veteran's success became a story of hope, inspiring others who had faced similar challenges. Musk's companies, too, felt the impact. The program he had initiated brought in a wave of talented, disciplined, and driven veterans who enriched the workplace with their unique perspectives. The culture of the organizations shifted, becoming more inclusive and grounded in shared values of resilience and teamwork. For Musk, this experience reinforced a profound truth that real change happens when we invest in people, not just in systems or ideas. Going beyond material help meant recognizing the inherent worth of every individual and providing the tools and opportunities they needed to unlock their potential. It meant not just alleviating immediate pain but laying the foundation for a brighter future. In the end, the story of Musk and the veteran was not just a tale of generosity, it was a testament to the power of connection, vision, and action. It showed how one moment of kindness, followed by deliberate and thoughtful efforts, could transform lives in ways that resonated far beyond the initial encounter. And it reminded everyone who heard it that sometimes the most profound impact comes not from grand gestures but from the quiet, persistent commitment to lifting others up and helping them see the greatness within themselves. The story of Elon Musk's encounter with the veteran spread far beyond the quiet street where their paths had first crossed. What began as a private moment of compassion quickly grew into a narrative that captured the hearts of millions. A passerby who had witnessed the interaction shared the story online, recounting how one of the world's most influential figures had taken the time to sit down, listen, and act. The post was simple yet powerful, accompanied by a photo of Musk and the veteran sharing a moment of connection on the sidewalk. Within hours, it went viral. Across social media platforms, people from all walks of life resonated with the story. It wasn't just about Musk's wealth or his status, it was about the humanity of his actions. The narrative reminded people that no matter how successful or busy one becomes, there is always room to show kindness, to recognize someone else's struggles, and to act in a way that uplifts. It was a story of hope, proof that even in a fast-paced, often indifferent world, small gestures could ignite profound change. Veterans across the country were particularly moved. Many had faced similar challenges, battling the sense of invisibility that so often accompanies life after service. Musk's actions served as a beacon, shining a light on the struggles of countless individuals who had dedicated their lives to protecting their country, only to find themselves forgotten. For them, the story was more than just inspiring, it was validating. It reminded them that their sacrifices mattered, that there were people willing to step up and make a difference. Charitable organizations and advocacy groups took notice as well. Musk's decision to go beyond material help, to create opportunities and offer a path forward, became a model that others sought to emulate. Conversations about veteran support were reignited in boardrooms, community centers, and even government offices. Leaders in various industries began exploring how they, too, could harness the untapped potential of those who had served. Musk's actions became a catalyst for broader systemic change, inspiring initiatives that provided job training, mental health support, and resources for reintegration into civilian life. The impact wasn't limited to veterans. Everyday people were moved to act, realizing that they didn't need Musk's resources or influence to make a difference. Stories emerged of individuals reaching out to help those in need, offering meals to the homeless, volunteering at shelters, or simply taking the time to listen to someone's story. Musk's encounter with the veteran became a symbol, a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness could ripple outward and inspire others to do the same. Within Musk's own companies, the effect was equally profound. Employees at Tesla and SpaceX found themselves energized by the story, proud to work for an organization that prioritized humanity alongside innovation. The veteran-focused initiatives Musk had implemented began to take shape, and the results were undeniable. Veterans joined the workforce, bringing their discipline, leadership, and problem-solving skills to the forefront. Their presence enriched the workplace, fostering a culture of resilience and collaboration that benefited everyone. As the story continued to circulate, it reached people in unexpected places. Students learned about it in classrooms as an example of how individual actions could drive societal change. Community leaders shared it in speeches, using it to inspire collective efforts toward compassion and inclusivity. Even those who had never followed Musk's career closely found themselves moved by the simplicity and sincerity of his actions. For Musk, the widespread response was humbling. He hadn't acted with the intention of gaining attention or accolades. He had acted because it was the right thing to do. Yet, seeing the ripple effect of his actions reinforced his belief in the power of storytelling and the importance of leading by example. He realized that while he might not be able to solve every problem, his platform allowed him to shine a light on issues that needed attention and to inspire others to join the cause. In the end, the story of Musk and the veteran was more than just a moment captured online. It became a movement, a call to action that reminded people of their shared humanity. It inspired a renewed commitment to compassion, a recognition of the strength and value in every individual, and a belief that even the smallest gestures could spark change. For millions, it was a reminder that the world could be better not through grand declarations, but through the quiet, consistent acts of kindness that unite us all. For the veteran, life began to take on a new rhythm, a rhythm of stability, purpose, and hope. The transition from the uncertainty of life on the streets to a structured, supportive environment felt like stepping into the light after years of darkness. The housing Musk had arranged was more than just a place to sleep. It was a sanctuary where the veteran could finally breathe deeply, knowing he had a roof over his head and a space to call his own. Each day brought small victories, a warm meal shared with others, the return of his strength through regular medical care, and a sense of safety that had been missing for so long. But it wasn't just his physical circumstances that changed, it was the way he saw himself. The opportunities Musk had set in motion allowed him to rediscover the confidence and pride he had once felt in uniform. He began to believe, truly believe, that his life could hold meaning again. The veteran started training at Tesla's specialized program, learning skills he never imagined he'd acquire. The hum of machines, the collaborative problem-solving, and the challenge of mastering cutting-edge technology awakened a part of him that had been dormant. Each task he completed, no matter how small, felt like a step forward, a step away from the hopelessness that had once consumed him. What stood out most to him, however, wasn't just the work itself, but the people he met along the way. His new colleagues didn't see him as just a veteran or someone to be pitied. They saw him as a peer, a teammate, and a man with stories to tell. The respect and camaraderie he experienced reminded him of his days in the military, where bonds were forged through shared challenges and collective effort. For the first time in years, he felt like he belonged. As he continued to grow in his role, he began to share his journey with others. Co-workers often asked him about his past, curious about the lessons he had learned and the experiences that had shaped him. He spoke candidly, not to dwell on his struggles, but to highlight the resilience that had carried him through. His openness became a source of inspiration to those around him, and before long he was asked to lead training sessions for other new hires, both veterans and civilians alike. Teaching became another chapter in his renewed life, giving him the chance to empower others and help them see the potential within themselves. Beyond work, he found ways to give back to the community that had helped him. He volunteered at local veteran support groups, sharing his story as proof that change was possible. He became an advocate for initiatives that provided housing, mental health support, and career opportunities for former servicemen and women. Each speech he gave, each veteran he mentored, felt like a continuation of the purpose he had served in the military, only now his mission was to lift others out of the shadows he had once inhabited. Musk, though busy with his many ventures, stayed in touch, tracking the veterans' progress and occasionally exchanging updates. For Musk, this wasn't about checking a box or fulfilling an obligation, it was about seeing the ripple effect of a simple act of kindness. He watched as the veteran's life transformed, and as the man became a beacon for others facing similar struggles. Musk often reflected on how that chance encounter had grown into something so much larger, proof that helping one person could spark change on a scale no one could predict. As months turned into years, the veteran's life continued to flourish. He advanced in his career not through favoritism or pity, but through hard work and the kind of determination that came naturally to someone who had endured so much. He reconnected with family members who had long lost touch, repairing relationships that had once seemed irreparably damaged. He even began exploring hobbies that had once been dreams: photography, hiking, and woodworking, finding joy in moments that felt both ordinary and extraordinary. For the veteran, this was more than just a second chance, it was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the profound impact of being seen and supported. And for everyone who heard his story, it was a reminder that even the most broken paths could lead to beautiful destinations. His life, renewed and vibrant, became a symbol of hope, a living, breathing example of what was possible when compassion met opportunity.